Nairobi has been recognized as the business hub for East and Central Africa, attracting businesses to Nairobi every single day and growing day by day. Now, with that comes a lot of business owners and a need for them to interact with one another. Nairobi recently has a new club just for business owners and for those who are looking to interact with other people of like mind, one of which we are going to be talking about today. In fact, it is probably East Africa's premier club of such nature. I have with me the general manager of the Capital Club, Andrew Christon. Welcome.
Thank you. Thank you.
So tell us a little bit about your club.
Well, the Capital Club is under development now. We're due to open in September in Nairobi. We're part of a group called Signature Clubs, and Signature Clubs was established around eight years ago in Dubai as the first club. In fact, I was the first general manager of the Capital Club in Dubai. And the club in Dubai opened about 5 years ago, and it was shortly followed by Bahrain. So we have the Capital Club in Bahrain now. And a lot of our members in Dubai actually had business interests here, and many were from here, from Kenya. And over the years, they encouraged us to open a club in Nairobi. They felt that the time was right. And so we did. So here we are. So we're very excited, and as I said, due to open in a couple of months.
Well, just to take a step back, what's behind the concept of this kind of club?
I think all business people, whether they're entrepreneurs or business owners, there's always a need for them to interact. And of course, in today's world with Facebook and technology and such, there's still a real need for people to meet in comfortable surroundings, and to meet their peers and to conduct business, and to hold meetings and to attend events. And so that's really what a club is all about. It's a collection of people with similar interests who come together for common cause.
You mentioned that you've opened 2 other clubs, both of which are in the Middle East. Any particular reason why those were the first choices?
Actually, I've opened clubs all over. The first club that opened was the Capital Club in London back in the mid-90s. And from there, I moved to Southeast Asia. So we opened clubs in Jakarta, in Moscow. I opened the first club in Russia. And from there, I went to Bangkok, and from there to Japan. And so clubs are very, very common in major cities, financial cities around the world. But we felt that there was a need for clubs in the Middle East and Africa. And so Guy Gilmard, who's the founder of Signature Clubs, identified this need and decided to move to Dubai and set up Signature Clubs. And the idea was to develop a network of clubs across the Middle East, India, and Africa.
Now, you said that in a sense, Nairobi was recommended as one of the places where there needs to be a club. I'm just curious about what sort of brought about that recommendation. I think
there was, having spent quite some years in Dubai, a lot of people a lot of senior executives in Dubai, their titles would be to look after the Middle East region and Africa.
Yes.
And so they were based in Dubai. But I think what's happened over recent years is that Nairobi has been identified, as you know, through the United Nations here also as the kind of home of the United Nations for Africa. I think Nairobi has been recognized as the place to be in Africa, and I think there's a need for the senior executives to be based here rather than being based in Dubai and coming here occasionally. And so a lot of the member companies of our clubs in Dubai and Bahrain actually are now opening offices here in Nairobi so that they have a permanent presence in Africa.
Andrew, where is your club based? Where in Nairobi is it based?
We're in Westlands. Sorry, I'm quite new to Nairobi, so I'm not an expert on the geography, but we're on Westlands Road, just opposite Eden Square, and we're in a new building called the Imperial Building on Westlands Road.
And what can members expect from your club?
Well, it's a purpose-built club, and which is quite unique actually, because normally a club would open in an office block or such. This is actually a purpose-built building, so the ceilings are all very high. There's provisions for kitchens. The facility itself is fantastic. It's the top 4 floors of the Imperial Building, and on the 4th floor is the offices and all the electrical rooms and such. And the 5th floor is facility-wise. We have a gym, members bar. We have 8 different size meeting rooms, anything from 4 people up to 200 people. We have 2 restaurants. We have an authentic Italian restaurant. We have a grill restaurant. We have numerous lounges around the club, and lots of, as I mentioned, meeting facilities.
And we'll be talking about those kitchens shortly, because I think there's people in Nairobi are in for a treat. But how does one gain membership to your club?
As with any club, you create a club. You start off with a board of governors, and board of governors are often made up of well-known business people in a specific city, from different areas. Some in telecommunications, and then some in all different types of industry. And the leaders of these industries come together and create what we call the Board of Governors. The club here in Nairobi, we have 28 members of our board who've come together to serve on the Board of Governors. And so basically the membership starts off with them, and they extend invitations to their network, to people that they feel would benefit from the club and would be good club members. And so we have what we call a membership by invitation policy. And so we don't go out and do direct marketing and that type of thing. Everything is by invitation from an existing member. So when you become a member of the club, you then have the privilege to invite your network of friends and associates to become members of the club. So the membership grows organically.
What are some of the benefits of being a member of the Capital Club?
There's lots of benefits of being a member of a club. I think the biggest benefit, and the thing that attracts most people to become a member of the club, is the networking opportunities. If I just moved to Nairobi as a multinational company and set up an office here, it's very important for me as an executive to get to know the local business community. And the best way for me to do that would be to become a member of the Capital Club. And so automatically I have access to these people, and I have a great platform and a nice club and a comfortable environment to meet the right people.
But clubs are also all about interaction, and I'm sure that you've got some activities in mind for your members.
Yes, absolutely. One of the things that we do in the club, we have a club events department in the club, and it's very important for us to make club life interesting for the members. So actually our standard in the club here, we have 8 events per month, which means that we as a club host 2 events per week. Now those events can be anything from a monthly members networking event, which we've already started actually, and we already getting 200 to 300 members turning up to meet each other once a month in a relaxed environment during a cocktail reception. But what we also do is we invite guest speakers, and a lot of the speakers could be from member companies. It could be senior executives who are visiting Nairobi. It could be government people to come and talk about what's happening and developments. For example, we have an event next week with the new Konza City. So we're having a breakfast forum, and we have a panel of senior people from Konza City who will be telling our members about what's going on and what investment opportunities are there. So we always try to create a very interesting calendar of events. So it could be business related, it could be network gatherings, but it can also be fun things. So for example, we've got a really good food and beverage offering in the club, so we could have winemaker dinners and food and beverage related events, musical evenings. So it's quite wide, the amount of events. But ultimately, the reason that we create events is that it's our responsibility to create networking opportunities. So the main reason to host these events is to provide value to members, and also to bring members together and to facilitate that networking that happens naturally.
And is membership only exclusive to those who are resident in Nairobi?
No, we have the majority of our members so far are resident in Nairobi, but we also have various categories of membership. So we have individual membership, we have corporate membership, and we also have out-of-town membership. So We are the capital club of East Africa, so we're very keen to invite members from neighboring countries that visit Nairobi on a regular basis. So the club can be a very useful place for them to, when they're visiting Nairobi, to come use the club and to network and to meet the right people.
As a developing country, and I think very similar to other developing countries, a lot of our entrepreneurs are actually very young people, and perhaps people who are not able to access the more experienced business owners in the particular nation. How does your club ensure that you have both cross-generational as well as cross-tier business owners meeting?
This club actually is, the membership of this club is already quite young. In fact, and our recent member demographics, more than half of the members already are under the age of 50. And we have a lot of members in the 30s. We even have some members in the mid to late 20s. So the demographic is already quite young here in Nairobi, it seems. There's a lot of young entrepreneurs, a lot of young senior executives. So the member mix at the moment is going extremely well. There's a real cross-section of ages.
And do you also reach out to other people who are outside of the membership, or is this purely and exclusively for members?
No, of course, we have a membership team here, and it's very important when you launch a club that you have a good cross-section of members from all industries. So, as I said, 90% of our members, they come from referrals from existing members, but we also do research in the market and we see who's missing, and we see what industries perhaps are not very well represented yet. But the way that we approach those people is through our existing members. So we have what we call a membership committee in the club. We have an events committee, we have a food and beverage committee. So we meet with the membership committee once a month, and these are all members. There are 12 members who are very well established here already in Nairobi. So if we feel that there is a certain industry not represented in the current membership, then we would go to the events committee and ask them to help us to approach some of the people that we feel should be members of the club. Perhaps they haven't heard about it yet.
Now, no club is a proper club without having some good food. Tell us about your food and your beverage.
Yes. Well, we're very lucky actually. We have we've hired our executive chef. His name is Luigi Fraschella, and he's from Italy. And in fact, we worked together previously in Dubai. So it's someone that I'm very familiar with, and I'm very delighted with myself that I convinced him to come and join us here for the opening of the club. So Luigi's background is he started his career in a 2 Michelin star restaurant in Italy, and after many years he moved to London and he opened some very famous restaurants in London, including Zuma and the Petit Maison. And he then moved back to Venice and became executive chef of the top 5-star hotel in Venice. And he's had lots of food reviews about the quality of his food, and one of the top food critics in Europe said that it was the best food in all of Venice at the time. So he's got a fantastic pedigree. The last place that we opened together was the famous Giannino restaurant from Milan, which has been established for over 100 years. And after 100 years, they decided to open the second restaurant. And they actually went out and found Luigi to open their second restaurant in Dubai, which is where we met. So he's not only a fantastic chef and a cook, but he's also a great personality. He's extremely humble. He's extremely social. He used to work in an open kitchen where he's interacting at the counter with the customers. So he's very comfortable to come out of the kitchen. He's more than welcome. Members are more than welcome to go into the kitchen and spend time with him. And so he's I think one of the big plus points of the club. On top of Luigi, we've also hired Tamara, who is a Michelin star pastry chef, and she's also Italian from Venice, and she joined us just last week. So Tamara will be handling all the pastry. So everything that you eat at the Capital Club is all made in-house. Everything from the bread, we do all the homemade pasta, desserts, cakes, chocolates, everything is produced in-house.
Yum, yum.
Yes.
Now, in terms of the events that you have planned going forward, the first one obviously being the launch, when can members expect that the club will be ready for launch?
The handover is scheduled for the end of August, and we are launching in September. So what will happen is the recruitment has started already. We have already extended a number of offers, and the first people will be joining us next month, which is mid-July. The handover is scheduled for the end of October, and then for the first 2 weeks of September we'll have the whole team on board, and the first 2 weeks will be training, and then the following 2 weeks of September we'll start to invite members to come so that we can start practicing before we go live, as you like. So basically I see September being the introduction month, a month where the members can come, experience the club, but it won't be officially open. And from the 1st of October, the club will be open.
Now, in terms of facilities, it's not just a beautiful restaurant that you have, as well as a business area, but you also have a bit more for the members. Tell us what else they enjoy.
Well, in addition to the 2 restaurants, you know, we have an authentic Italian restaurant, we have the grill restaurant, we have various lounges, meeting rooms, and we have a fantastic gym, really nice gym with locker rooms, in the luxurious locker rooms with large steam rooms, showers, lockers, etc. And a very nice gym with all the latest equipment from Life Fitness and built-in televisions and everything else. So it's as well as the business and as well as the eating, you can also go to the gym and enjoy a bit of working out and feeling good.
So as a business club, obviously, your members will want to have facilities where they're able to conduct their meetings. Tell us a little bit about the facilities available to members.
We have 8 different meeting rooms in the club. The smallest of the meeting room is just for 4 people, and it goes from 4 to 8 to 12 to 20 to 30. So all the sizes, all the way up to 200 people. We could do a cocktail reception for 200. We could do sit-down lunch or dinner for 120. And all the meeting rooms are fully equipped with the latest audiovisual equipment. There's large flat screen televisions in all the meeting rooms for presentations. We have video conferencing facilities in most of the meeting rooms. So there's a room to kind of fit every occasion, really, every occasion that would be required for business.
Andrew Christon, General Manager of Capital Clubs, thank you very much for granting us this interview.
Thank you for having me.
Well, there you have it, one of East Africa's premier clubs set to open in September of this year, and we'll be coming back to see what it looks like once it has opened. This is Renee for Capital FM.